guys, welcome to HipHughes History and the Constitution series for dummies. You're not a dummy, I'm just joking, but it's time to do Article 6, better known as the Supremacy Clause. Let's take a look at each of the 3 sections of Article 6 and then we'll be done in like 5 minutes. You got 5 minutes to grow your brain? Giddy up, here we go. Alright, so let's start with kind of like the debt phrasing of the first section. You can see it for yourself on the screen. All debts contracted and engagements entered into before the adoption of this Constitution shall be valid against the United States under this Constitution, as under the Confederation. We good for it? I think that's what they're saying. I think that's what they're saying to economic markets and banks and other nations and such, is saying, don't worry, we're changing constitutions, but we know we still owe you. And this is going to actually transfer itself into the national debt under Alexander Hamilton, the first Secretary of the Treasury. What are you talking about, Hughes? Let's do the big guy, which is Section 2. Who's your daddy? I call Section 2 of Article 6 the Who's Your Daddy Clause because in a sense it's really kind of telling the states that if it comes down to it, that there is a force of power in this relationship, that the federal government is supreme over the states like a parent over a child. And I know that analogy is going to upset some strict libertarians, but in the end of the day, if you read Article 6, you can see what I'm talking about. Take a look at the screen. This Constitution and the laws of the United States which shall be made in pursuance thereof, and all treaties made, or which shall be made, under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. And the judges in every state shall be bound thereby, anything in the Constitution or laws of any state to the contrary, notwithstanding. So, there you go. Anything that is in conflict with the state, if it's being, I guess, found constitutional, and this will be later defined by the Marshall Court early on in the early Republic, is going to win the day when it comes down to state power. So that's the Supremacy Clause, right? If you have a problem with it, you should leave it down in the comments below. So, third section of Article 6 is basically the oath and religious qualification kind of language. You can see it for yourself on the screen. The senators and representatives before mentioned and the members of the several state legislatures and all executive and judicial officers both of the United States and of the several states shall be bound by oath or affirmation to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. So there you go, we have an oath qualification. If you're going to take office in the United States in any official political position, that you're going to have to take an oath to the Constitution and what that means. And of course, if you're looking at that through the light of the rest of Article 6, there's probably some kind of, I think, hidden message in there of supremacy, and that you realize that in this relationship that the federal government's Constitution is going to run supreme through the land. We also have a religious qualification in there. Someone must have snuck that in there. I bet it was Jefferson. I bet he did it somehow. He was in France. I don't know how he did it. There you go, guys. Check out the description below. We have links for you. We have other EDU channels that you should be visiting. And I think that I'm on the tweeters. Or is it the Twitters? I'm doing the tweeting on the Twitters. So if you want, check me out at HipHughes. That would be really fun. We'll have a grand old time. We'll see you next time. You know what I'm going to say? Where attention goes, energy flows. Out. See ya. Yep.